Carl, welcome to this week's In the Dugout. Not quite as exotic a location as last week, but you've got some good news. Breaking news today is that England will host the 2021 Rugby League World Cup.
Oh, mate, that's huge news, and I'd like to go on record and congratulating everyone at the RFL for the successful bid in hosting the 2021 World Cup. I think it's huge for our game. It's exciting. It certainly fits in with our Club Doncaster vision, which is just amazing. And hopefully, if we can achieve what we want to achieve and be as high up the leagues as we can, and and hosting a World Cup around 2021 it's great for the game, and it's buzzing news. I've just seen the news half an hour ago, and I've sent messages to the RFL congratulating them, because it was a real tough process that they went through, and we were submitted some stuff for them to go into the bid. So hopefully we've played our small part, and we may get rewarded in 2021 with a World Cup game here in Doncaster, which would be immense for everyone in the town. And we're really trying to get this club to where it needs to be, and get rugby league in Donny, get on everyone's lips would be amazing. So we all need to embrace it and take advantage of it, and spread the word about the game, and let's look forward to a massive 2021 World Cup, and a very, very successful one.
And you've got a good case. This stadium, just in the last 6 months, has hosted 2 England football internationals and a rugby league semi-final.
Yeah, and it's not the first semi-final, and I know the powers that be were very, very happy with the way the semi-final went with Hull and Wigan. So, listen, we'll do what we have to do to get a game here. We want to grow rugby league to grow in Doncaster, and I've made no secret of that since the minute I've been here. This town is brilliant, and I'm sure that Joe Miller and Ros and the council, and Ros Jones the mayor, and Joe the chief executive, I'm sure that all really support us in anything we have to do to try and host a game. They were here when we put the Kiwis and the Cook Island game on, and the impact that a little friendly had in the town and the schools. Both teams were out in the schools, and I think everyone will remember the Kiwis doing the haka back to the kids up at the Earl of Donny, responding to the school children who learnt it, is something that'll stick in my memory for many, many years. So to have a fully fledged World Cup game here at Keepmoat, I think, and in Doncaster, I think, we could really make some massive changes.
Sticking with the international theme, the Four Nations kicks off on Friday night with Australia against Scotland, but then there's a slightly bigger affair in Huddersfield. Talk to us through that one, and your thoughts around the Four Nations. Who's the runners and riders?
Well, you used the word bigger there. I don't think, the game, talking about the game being bigger, the 2 forward packs are huge. England and New Zealand's forward packs are just crazily big. So it'll be a physical one. It'll be a very, very tough one, and everyone in the UK is buzzing to see Sam Burgess pull on the shirt again, and not only is he doing that, but he's captaining the side. We at Donny hope Luke Gale gets selected. He's he's an ex-player of ours and played for us when we got promoted. So we wish him all the best in the selection. We don't know the teams as yet, but proud of Luke. He's a good lad, and hopefully they don't do too well when they get out there, and that New Zealand's going to probably just pip them at the post. And I don't know. I hope so, but obviously. I love Doncaster Rugby League, but I also love the Kiwis.
Moving on. Talking Doncaster Rugby League, the fixture list was announced last week, and that also has an international feel. You're going to welcome the Toronto Wolfpack down here, a new team down in April.
Oh yeah, and listen, what a great club they are. Paul Rowley's there, and Brian Noble, and Adam Fogarty, a few of my good mates, and I'm pretty sure they'll be successful. They've certainly been given the resources to be successful, and Eric, who set it all up, they're all passionate about rugby league, and to get him here at the keep mode, I was happy with that. You know, for the players, it would have been a great experience to play in front of 8,000-10,000 over there. But you know, we've got our own goals that we've set and our own achievements we want to do. So to play them on your home ground, I suppose you give yourselves a chance. You know, they are going to be a force. There's no doubt about that with the personnel they've signed. But like you say, it's exciting. There's a team from Toronto we've never heard of come and play in Doncaster, so it'd be great.
How do you reflect on the fixture list overall? There's a few standout ones for me, which is Barrow come down here, but there's also on the flip side 2 trips to Cumbria, having to face Workington and Whitehaven on their own patch.
Oh, we can't have it all our own way, and people would say it's been favourable to us. The actual sides we've got at the keep mode, I believe, will be all the sides that'll be challenging. You're right, it's never easy going to Cumbria, but you know, we're okay with it. The draw, if you're from outside, would say, well, Donny's got all the competition, you know, and the challenges at the keep mode. Whitehaven will be very, very strong. We're not sure how strong Workington will be. Workington's always a tough place to go anyway, so whether they've got 13 boys from Cumbria and local boys in their team, they'll be tough. So Whitehaven seems to be strengthening their team really well. Barrow's strengthening their team well, so it's going to be tough, mate. It's going to be a tough year. We all know that, but we're quietly confident in what we're trying to achieve. We're not, you know, we want to get promoted. I'll sit here and I'll say we want to get promoted, and we feel that the players we're bringing in and the players we're still trying to bring in and the targets we're trying to get, we haven't got them yet. You know, some we can't announce because they're still contracted to their clubs, and they may be still playing in some European games, or you know, not in the Four Nations, but I'd like to say that. But we're listen, we'll be better than we were last year.
You were still busy then from your Sun Lounger last week. I mean, you gave us a little tempter and teaser of who might be signing for the club last week, and in the end it proved to be quite a big signing in Jason Tarley.
Oh, listen, and Jace was the one who had some clubs speak to him and wasn't interested. And that's before we'd even spoke to him about staying with us. So that was, you know, respect to him for doing that. And you know, he wasn't to know that we were going to retain him, but that was his reply to the clubs that spoke to him.
How crucial is his signing, just quickly?
Oh, he'll be a lot better. You know, he went through some visa troubles last year, and he actually thought his career was finished, and I think he got a bit down and didn't do anything. He's certainly in better shape now than he was when he arrived, and he'll be in better shape this time around, knowing that if we get sorted and he's here for a couple of years. First, Jason will be all right, and you know, we've got some plans for him. You know, we had a coaches meeting and maybe a few positional changes and that sort of stuff. You know, Jason's played in loose forward internationally, so depending on the signings, whether we've got enough strength and depth in other areas, we could have Gary may have a look at him there. I don't know. That's up to Gary. Gary's the boss. But we had a coaches meeting, a three-hour coaches meeting the other night, and I was impressed with what they were saying and what they were planning and what they want to do, and we're still scouring this country and abroad for some signings.
You also brought an old face back in Russ Spears. Now, between both parties, what made that the right move at Russ's career?
Oh, listen, anyone who wants Russ is a fantastic player. Go and speak to the boys at York, and go and speak to the coaches at York. You know, Russ Spears is a good player. No, we didn't want to lose him last year. We just couldn't quite match the offer at the time, and he went to York. But Russ people probably don't see what Russ does unless you've been involved in the coaching or playing, and he does the stuff no one else wants to do. He's the type of player who makes your Feckers and your Castles and your Zacks and all them, let them do all the impact stuff, and Russ is along with another couple that we've got, 80-minute grafters, hard, and to do anything in League One, I think you have to be really, really fit, and you have to be physical. You've got to play tough, and that's the league we're in. And as you go up the leagues, you have to have a little bit more strings to your bow. But we've identified the areas we need to be a force in, and with what we've already signed and what we're hoping to add, we'll be all right.
I mean, that hints to us that, are you going to leave us dangling like that again? Is there yet more?
Oh, listen, it's not about leaving you dangling. It's and it's not cloak and dagger stuff, and it's not trying to make people. Listen, we want people to buy season tickets, but we can't. We can't announce some stuff because the contracts don't finish till 30th of November. Some clubs don't even know that probably they're leaving. And some we're still in battle with them. We're still in negotiations with them, and like I say, some we're also spreading the net abroad. We're looking abroad, So we will like to announce them when they're done, and we're not stringing anyone along here. We want to bring the calibre of player we want to bring has got to fit in. It's not always about bringing name players. Nobody knew about a lot of players last year, and we know about them now. So it's got to be someone special. We've got a good side as we are, but we need to add something real special to it.
And finally, before we go, you mentioned the 30th of November. That's also a big chance for a big man, or someone to get Fecker round to their house, deliver their season ticket to them.
Yeah, if you get your season ticket, we'll hopefully be done and dusted on the signing front by then. And if you get your season ticket, then we'll do a draw, and Fex will go to quite a few people's houses, and maybe one of the two of the new signings will go as well, and we'll into a draw to drop the season tickets personally to their house, just so you can invite them in. Don't give him any dinner because we want to keep him in shape. But no, he's going to be massive for us, Fex, and listen, the player we signed yesterday. Wait till you see the size of this kid. He's a centre. He's a unit, and the kids played Super League, first team Super League. So all things looking good.
And on that note, Carl, I think you're wanted. Thanks for this week's In the Dugout.
No worries.